Ah, remember these? That satisfying click of a jewel case opening. The rainbow shimmer you'd see on the back of a brand new CD or a DVD. For like 30 years, these shiny discs were everything. It's how we listened to music, how we watched movies, and how we backed up our most important files. So let's take a trip back and uncover the incredible story of optical storage.
I mean, it really does seem like magic, doesn't it? How could this thin little piece of plastic hold hours of video or a full symphony orchestra? Well, it's not magic. It's some seriously clever science, and we're going to pull back the curtain and break down exactly how it all works.
All right, first things first. To really get the CD, the DVD, and the Blu-ray, we have to wrap our heads around the core idea that they all share. This concept of storing huge amounts of information using, well, nothing but light.
Okay, so if you could zoom in, and I mean way, way in, on the surface of one of these disks, this is what you'd see. You wouldn't find tiny letters or numbers. Nope, just this impossibly vast landscape of microscopic little dots and flat spaces. That's the whole secret right there. Every song, every movie, every file you've ever used on a disk is just encoded in this simple binary pattern.
So here's how it all comes together. A tiny little laser inside your disc player shoots a beam of light onto the disk while it's spinning like crazy. Now, when that light hits a flat, shiny area, it bounces back perfectly. But when it hits one of those microscopic dots or pits, it scatters and reflects back differently. A sensor picks up on that difference, and boom, just like that, it's reading the data. It's translating those reflections into the ones and zeros that make up, our entire digital world.
And this brilliant idea, it first exploded into our lives with the one that started it all, the compact disc. Let's dive into how this absolute game changer completely took over the music industry.
Your standard CD held about 700 megabytes of data. Now I know, that sounds tiny today, but back then, it was the absolute perfect amount to store a full, high-quality music album. It completely freed us from the hiss and crackle of vinyl and those unwieldy cassette tapes. This was the dawn of crystal-clear digital audio.
But it wasn't just one type of CD, right? The technology was smart. It evolved to meet what we needed. First, you had your CD-ROMs. That's read-only memory. These were the discs you bought in stores with music or software already on them. Then came CDRs, the recordable ones, where you could burn your own data, but only once. And finally, we got the CD-RW, or rewritable, which was amazing because you could use it over and over again.
And this image shows you exactly what I'm talking about. On the left, you've got that professionally made, pre-pressed disc where the data is literally stamped into the plastic. But on the right, you have that beautiful blank canvas, that CDR, just waiting for your computer's laser to burn the dots and create your very own custom mixtape or data backup. But you know how it goes. Digital files just kept getting bigger and bigger, especially video. That 700 megabytes on a CD just wasn't going to cut it anymore. The world needed more space, and that need gave us the next huge leap in optical storage, the DVD. Just look at that jump. A standard DVD, which stands for Digital Versatile Disc, by the way, could hold 4.7 gigabytes of data. That is almost 7 times more than a CD. This wasn't just a small step up, it was a total revolution. And that quote really nails it. That's exactly why the DVD was invented. All of a sudden, you could fit an entire feature-length movie, plus all the special features and different language tracks, onto one single shiny disc. This is what truly kicked off the golden age of the video store and family movie nights at home. But, of course, technology never stands still. Just as we all got comfortable with our huge DVD collections, high-definition TVs started showing up. And that crystal-clear picture, it demanded way more data. It was time for what many people see as the final frontier of the shiny disc. So, how on earth did they do it? How did they manage to cram even more information onto a disc that was the exact same physical size? The answer is so cool and surprisingly simple. It all has to do with the color of light itself. So first, let's just appreciate the sheer numbers here. A single-layer Blu-ray disc can hold 25 gigabytes of data. That's more than 5 times what a DVD can hold, and over 35 times the capacity of an original CD. I mean, it is just a staggering increase, and it's the only reason high-definition movies on a disc even became possible.
And here's the secret weapon. The red laser that CD and DVD players use has a pretty long wavelength. But Blu-ray technology, just like the name suggests, uses a blue-violet laser. And that one little change, well, it makes all the difference in the world. You see, because that blue-violet laser has a much shorter wavelength, it can be focused on a much, much smaller spot. This means you can make the data dots themselves smaller, and you can pack them way closer together. Think about it like this. It's the same size piece of paper, but you're switching from a thick marker to a super fine-tipped pen. You can just write a whole lot more information in the same amount of space.
So, after this incredible journey from music to movies to high definition, what's the final verdict? What is the true legacy of the shiny disc? Let's break it down and weigh its real impact.
Well, the good stuff is pretty obvious. These discs were incredibly cheap to make millions of, and they were super portable and easy to share with friends. But their disadvantages are ultimately what led to them fading away. Compared to modern hard drives and flash storage, they're painfully slow, and their capacity, even Blu-ray's impressive 25 gigs, just seems tiny in a world where we have terabyte drives and unlimited cloud storage.
For about 3 solid decades, the shiny disc was king. It felt permanent, like it was the absolute peak of technology, which really makes you wonder, right? What are we all using today? Our little flash drives, our cloud accounts? That's going to look just as quaint and ancient to the next generation. Food for thought.